Okay, hi guys, welcome to the Talking News. Please like, subscribe, also push that notification bell right now before you forget. So please guys, I want you guys to pay attention to this story. So this is Kiara Coles. She's the 26-year-old postal worker who was 3 months pregnant when she went missing in Chicago, and that was around October of 2018. About the same time Kelsey Bear's case started, Savannah Spurlock, all these cases were kind of one after another. In fact, I had missed her case, and by the time I found out about her case, I was already too heavy into all the other cases that were going on that were absolutely huge. We've caught Andreen McDonald. We found Andreen McDonald. We found Savannah Spurlock, Kelsey Bear. Kind of. At least we kind of had somebody come forward for her. But this one is still out there, not found. Her father is still out there trying to locate his daughter. He's not giving up on her, and he needs our help. So if you remember the Ochoa case, I pushed the fetal abduction awareness. We need to start worrying about, is this something that happened for her? Since she was only 3 months pregnant, maybe that's not the case. Maybe it is the possibility of somebody in her life that don't want the baby. That's a big possibility. Joseph Coles, he's talked with the media, and a few things that he had to say was, I just want my baby to come home along with my grandbaby that I've never got to meet. Do I believe that there's more the police should be doing? Yes. But they are telling me they are working on the case. We're getting to the point where they're at a brick in a wall. They don't have any more information. Right now, we have no more leads, end quote, says the heartbroken father. So looking at the surveillance footage of the last time that Kiara Coles was seen, she went off camera and was never seen again. Kiara Coles' father watches this video over and over and over, trying his best to find some sort of clue. And he points out, every foot. He knows it inside out and backwards, but he just cannot find any clues to help him find his missing loved one. What's interesting about this case is the fact that police are not sharing any information. We don't have any. We don't know if there's a boyfriend involved, because we've seen a lot of stories where the men don't want the women to have the baby. And so, they're going out there and trying to get rid of the baby and the mother without remorse. So since she is coming out of Chicago, I wanted to share something I found that ABC News reported about their studies of pregnant women and homicide. So this is a study that's through Maryland, New York, and Chicago, and they found that approximately 20% of women who die during pregnancy are victims of murder. So this was back in 2004, but okay, so here's some data from the Washington Post. They examined death record data across the U.S., which documented the killings of approximately, rounded off, 1,400 pregnant women and new mothers since 1990. Now, they are putting these women into racial and ethnic groups, which I don't know how long they're going to continue to be able to do that kind of research, since most people are mixing. So the research says that the killing span of racial and ethnic groups in cases whose details were known, 67% of women were killed with firearms. Many women were slain at home, in bedrooms, living rooms, kitchens, and usually by the men they knew. Husbands, boyfriends, lovers, for example. And that, my friends, is the scary part. If you ask me, there is a lack in study on the homicides of pregnant women in this country. Okay, so here's a CDC study reported that overall pregnancy associated with homicide ratio is 1.7 deaths per 100,000 live births. And that homicide is not the leading cause of pregnancy-associated death, though it is still highlighted among the leading causes. The problem with some of these studies is these are not complete studies. It's very incomplete information, and a lot of people are thinking there's a lot more. The rates are higher. So, okay, so this is an old one, but it's a 2003 through 2014 of female homicide victims per 100,000 women. And you can see here they're showing that the leading race is Black, non-Hispanic, American Indian, and Alaskan Native, then followed by Hispanic, then white, then Asian, Pacific Islander. But, you know, at this point, guys, we need to figure out why these certain groups of people are having this issue. Because if you read about it in the media or something like that, they kind of make it seem like there is a racist attack on them. But the truth of the matter is that's not the case. In fact, it's their own people. But nobody wants to talk about that truth. So maybe we need to face those communities, ask the truthful questions as, why is this happening in my community? And I think you're going to find out once you do that, you're going to start finding the answers you're looking for, because the blame game gets you nowhere, guys. And whether you want to accept it or not, there are cases. There are some cases out there, and they're the ones that you say nobody cares about, that you don't hear about, where people kind of put themselves in a bad situation. So people look at it and say, well, you know what? She knew what she was doing. She knew what she was dealing with. You know, there you go. But still, they shouldn't be treated any lesser than anybody else, in my opinion. But the truth of the matter is, the majority of people are like, if they cannot, you know, act right, behave, hang around the right people, they deserve what they get. And unfortunately, that's what people say. That is the truth of our societies. But anyways, this is a totally different story. I'm going off topic because we're supposed to be talking about Kiara Coles. So what I'm worried about with Kiara Coles, when I'm showing you these statistics, if I can spit it out, is the fact that, you know, there's a lot of young, beautiful women going missing when they're pregnant. And just recently, someone asked me to start a group page, and I guess it's more like a discussion page on Facebook. Ugh, I'm regretting that kind of, because it's kind of hectic. But if you haven't heard of the girl recently that was just shot, the rumor is she was shot and she was just 3 months pregnant as well. Her name is Allie, and I'll put the link below here so you can go check that out. There's so many women out there that are dealing with this. So here you can see there's a judge's son charged with killing a pregnant girlfriend days before her due date. So, oh my goodness, guys, we have a lot of this. We have women, pregnant women, to be honest with you, are one of our top threatened women, more so than race, etc., and so on. Okay, so you can see right here you have the Alabama woman who was shot while pregnant. This lady is charged with the death of that fetus. It's not just men, it's women as well. And then you had the Ochoa, which was a fetal abduction. There's so many different versions of, you know, the threats to pregnant women. And there's something you need to start paying more attention to, because maybe one of these stories apply to Kiara Coles. We haven't heard much on Kiara Coles, and I'm wondering, have they checked into whoever the father of that baby is? What's going on with that? We want to know, and we want to know that her case does not continue to stay cold. But sometimes when it's quiet, it's a good thing. That means that police are on their tail and they don't want to mess anything up. So possibly they're finding something out Let's hope that's the case, because Chicago and places like that are not known as one of the best group of investigators. So one thing I want to mention is the fact that a lot of these are men killing these women because they're pregnant. They don't want the responsibility. And women always have that option to have an abortion. They have a way out, and men do not. And I think maybe we ought to come up with some sort of option for men who really don't want anything to do with that. I mean, it's better than killing them, and give them an option to opt out completely. So it's just really sad, because like I'm telling you, when y'all get off here, go look up, missing pregnant women, dead pregnant women, things like this. You're going to be shocked. Anyways, guys, I did want to get Kiara Coles' story out there. I've not had time to do it the way I want to. This is better than nothing, though. So let's just keep her name mentioned, share her picture, share her information, share a group page, get a discussion page started. Hopefully, we can get some answers for the father, her family, and hopefully she's still alive somewhere. Right, guys, as always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you soon.